Here is page 82 in the exercises. Number 13 and 14 are based on the information. One day, Sophie parked in a parking garage for 2 hours. Her total fee was $18. The next day, Sophie parked in the same garage for 4 hours, and her total fee was $26. Which equation represents this situation? Well, we have 2 points. We may not recognize it right off the bat, but maybe this will help. The x-axis is going to be hours, and the y-axis is going to be dollars. So on the first day, x is 2 hours, and y is $18. And on the second day, x is 4 hours, and y is $26. And if I have 2 points, I can find the slope. So let's say slope is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So we have 26 minus 18, that's 8, and 4 minus 2 is 2, so slope is 4. I started to say slope is m. Slope is 4. Now once you have slope, you can do slope-intercept. So we want do I want slope-intercept or point slope? I think it's slope-intercept. Let me look at the answers and see which one they want to. You can use either. Okay, let's do slope-intercept because I like that one. Y equals mx plus b. So y, you pick one of the points. I'm going to use the 18. It doesn't matter. And then m is 4. X would be 2. And then we need to find baby b. So we have 8 plus b equals 18. Minus 8. Minus 8. So baby b is going to be 10. And then let's write, we really don't even have to, because once you find baby b, here is your formula. Y equals mx, 4x, plus baby b. And then what is the total cost of parking at that garage for 7 hours? So we would have y is 4x plus 10 when x is 7 hours. Goodness, that's a lot of money to park your car. She's probably going to see that lawyer in the last problem that we had. So the cost is $38, or option D. So 13 is A, 14 is D. Number 15 I brought to my notebook. Consider the linear scenario described below. Jerry received 2 bills for 2 separate service calls from an electrician. The first bill was in the amount of $210. and one of the two charges was for 3 hours of labor. The second bill was in the amount of $360, and one of the two charges was for 6 hours of labor. Which equation of a line represents this scenario where X is the number of hours worked and Y is the total amount of the bill? So again, we have X is the number of hours and Y is the cost in dollars. So on the first bill, the hours were 3 and the bill was $2.10. On the second bill, the hours were 6 and the bill's $3.60. And if I know points, I can find slope. Now, I suspect I don't need to find slope because if you look at your answer choices, they're all the same. So I suspect when I find slope, it's going to be 50. But let's see. So here's x1, y1, x2, y2. And slope is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So 360 minus 210 is $150 over 3 hours. Slope is 50. So this electrician is charging $50 per hour. We have slope, and all of these are in point slope form, so I'm going to not even bother with slope intercept. Just go directly to point slope. You have y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So y, 50, is our slope, x, and then we need to figure out which one of those points they used. I can use 3 and 210. So 210 would be the y and 3 would be the x value. And sure enough, that is option B. So number 15 is B as in boy. And I can't remember what page I'm on. It's right there. Number 15 is B. Number 16. Which line has the steepest slope? Oh, for a whole page of these. Look at your slope. Remember, in point slope form, that's right before the parentheses. The steepest is the biggest. So when you're talking about slope, steepest is the largest. So we have a decimal, a 2, a 5, an 18, and a 12. The largest slope in this set is the 18. So number 16 is going to be D. Okay, number 17. Consider the following 2 points from a line. Which equation of a line does not represent the line of these 2 points? Well, I need to know slope. And I'm going to let this be x1. Sure I am. x1, y1, x2, y2, and here's the slope formula. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. 6 minus 7 is 1. That's negative 1, excuse me. And 3 minus 2 is 1. So slope is negative 1. Well, C is a pain in the neck because it's in standard form. So is D. Let me think on this one. Do we need to go through solving all of that? It could be A, because that's in y-intercept form, and m equals negative 1. It could be B, because remember, in point slope, you have the slope before the x terms come, so m is negative 1. It could not be E, because, oh wait, no, we have to solve for y on E. I think I better do all of them. Let's get E first because it'll be the easiest. So we have 5y equals negative 5x plus 45. Have to divide by 5 to get y. So we're left with y equals 5 into 5 is 1, and it's negative, plus 9. So slope here is negative 1 when you go ahead and simplify it. D, let's go ahead and look at it. We have x plus y equals 9. So I want it to be y equals something. So I'll move my x to both sides. And I have y equals negative x plus 9. That's negative 1. Okay. So by finding those four, I can tell you that C doesn't fit. I don't even have to find the slope in C to know that that's the answer. I'm going to find it because I want you to see how to do that. But we don't have to. If I were on a test, I would not do this because it takes time. But let me show you how to do that. And I'm going to use a pattern here of slope-intercept. So we have y equals mx plus b. That's what we want. What we have is standard form, so we have 2x plus 7y equals negative 1. So when you match up these pieces, we have a constant. We have a y term. Now we will have to get y by itself, but for now, I want to move the minus 2x here and here. So cancel that. We're left with 7y equals negative 2x minus 1. Now you might be thinking that's negative 2 slope, but we don't have a single y. We have a 7. So let's divide both sides by 7. So we're left with y equals negative 2/7 x minus 1/7. And that slope is not like the others. So that's the oddball one. Again, I would not go through that. I would just get the 4 that we know to be negative 1, and then we'll know it has to be C. Number 18. Each real-world situation below can be described by a linear relationship. Which description identifies 2 points on a graph of the relationship? So what they're wanting me to do is to take a look at each scenario and figure out the one that identifies 2 points on a graph. Sarah charges $10 an hour to babysit. So the cost is $10 times the hours. So we could model that as C equals 10H. That does not identify a point at all. It just gives a relationship. An electrician charges $50 for service call and $35 an hour. So cost is $35 per hour plus the fee. So this would be cost equals 35H plus 50. That does not identify a point. It identifies a relationship. Peter runs at a steady rate of 10 miles per hour. So miles equals 10 times the number of hours. Or y equals 10x. Or m equals 10h. It's a relationship, not a point. Kate rents DVDs through the mail. The total cost for her to rent 3 DVDs is $29, and the total cost to rent 4 DVDs is $32. So the cost is this is the one. I'm not going to do that. Let's just leave that one for a minute and let me get E, and then we'll come back to D. Mike charges $40 an hour to tutor college math. So his income is 40 times the number of hours. So I equals 40H. That's a relationship. In D, let me think how best to explain it. Let's do it this way. When X is 3, Y is 29. When X is 4, Y is 32. Where X is the number of DVDs and Y is the cost. This is not a relationship. These are actual values of a function. So the answer you want for this one is D. It says, which one of those situations identifies 2 points on a graph?